That's in 3 minutes. I think we're going to aim for that crater right there. So let's fire it up. And kill off our sink. And let's watch the trajectory. We're super low, so we're going to have to be very, very careful about how this is working out. This is going to be a much, much ridiculously more efficient landing than usual, than the last one. Assuming it all works out okay, that is. Okay, let's move a little bit this way, I think. Oops. Why did it just do that? That's weird. Okay, so we're over a crater right now, or over something. But yeah, you can see there's that caldera wall ahead of us. So I think we're not going to slow down enough in time. So we're just going to have to bounce up over it, which is going to lower our efficiency, but we have tons of delta V. Okay, let's look at what's ahead of it. Ahead of it is, doesn't look any flatter than what we have. But yeah, we're quite low. So we need to pitch up quite a bit. Or otherwise, we are going to pancake ourselves on that thing. All right, now we're finally going a bit higher than it. And we can pitch down again. Okay, and we're still aiming to end up in that crater right there, which is nice. Pitch down a little bit more. Oh, I know what's wrong. I forgot to remove the excess delta V from this. That's why our thrust-to-weight ratio is so low. So we got down to about 300 meters per second before we decoupled. 400? I forget. So I'll just decouple about then, and that will be broadly correct. Pitch down a little bit more. The power of hydrolocks. Pitch level. Oh, we just went below Kraken's main threshold. That's why the sound changed. Okay. Got to pitch up more because our sink rate is increasing quite a lot. All right. So we're going to decouple and perform that there, because we are now over the crater we want to land in. RCS to on. Pitch looks correct, landing gear out, solar panels in. Pitch up a little bit more. We definitely want to stop before we hit that crater wall, that's for sure. This is going to be tight. Okay, there goes the crasher stage. We're still trying. This is going to be super, super, super tight. I may have misjudged this. All right, this is looking good. Okay. Oh, crap. And, of course, also I deignited the engine, too. That's awesome. Well, we have more ignition, so that's fine. Okay, let's turn roll off. Okay, we want to kill off... There we are, 10 meters per second at 250, 260. All right, this actually came out just fine. Okay, sync rate 7. I missed the translatron. Oh, I wonder if it still works now. All right, now it's time to lower that sync rate. Okay, and actually we want to do this. Whoops. Came a little close and I got a little scared, so I throttled up too much. So now we'll just ease our way on down. Surface horizontal speed is zeroing out properly. That's good. So now let's throttle up and come down in a nice stately... There we are. That's good. Throttle down a little bit more. Okay, so we're a bit on a slope, which is not great, because we did get rather close to the crater rim, but we'll be okay. Contact. All right, that worked fine eventually, and we still have plenty of excess delta V. Okay, so that's quite close to the crater rim, not gonna lie. But the landing went fine again. So I think that went well. What I also want to do, I think, is I want to see how MechJeb handles a landing, just for the sake of... We'll see. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill this back up. I'm going to hyper-edit us back. Where's the landing autopilot? Let's pull up the landing autopilot first. Let's see what options it has. Landing guidance. Auto warp deployment, touchdown speed. Okay. The question is whether it will deignite and reignite the engine, even if we have keep limited throttle on. Let's also, just in case it makes a difference, turn that on. So, cross your fingers, everybody. Hopefully this little bit of chicanery will work. So we want to go up at 30 meters a second. And we want to go back east at 30. And we want to go up a ways. All right. Once we get to apoapsis, now I'm going to change this a lot. Okay, and now let's see how MechJeb does. Oh, except you know what? This is silly. It's going to hit the crater wall, isn't it? Oops. Shoot. Well, so much for that ignition. All right, that looks better. That's a better trajectory. Let's go ahead and try this again. I'm going to have to turn on infinite propellant so it reignites properly. And then once we are ignited, I'll turn off infinite propellant. Well, that was odd. All right, I think MechJeb is not set to limit throttle properly, probably. Yep, it's not. All right, so that's not a thing that is going to work. And yes, that did sound rather like a machine gun. My apologies to your ears. Well, I guess I can always try another landing. Let's see, what do I need to do? I need to shut this down, activate it, and now we can turn off infinite propellant. All right. How do things look? All right. I think I want to land in that crater over there, so let's RCS to off, minus 25. That will bring us to the left, which will shift our course up to the right. Or that, which will shift this up. You know what I meant. All right. We'll yaw even more. Really quite severely. Okay. Now we can gradually line this up. All right, now that is looking correct, so let's get rid of the extra yaw. And in we come. Okay, this is a fairly non-level crater, apparently. I mean, it's recognizably a crater, but man, is it lumpy. Let's just hope we touch down on the less lumpy part. What just happened? Why did it throttle me out? That was random. Apparently decided to disengage. All right. Whatever. Okay. Oh, I must have somehow hit my throttle, probably. All right, we're still 14 kilometers above the surface, so we definitely don't want to be slowing down too fast. So let's throttle back a bit. Ten kilometers? How did that get over there? Put this back. 8 kilometers. I think we need to throttle up a little bit. Yeah, at 100 meters per second sink rate, you're talking kilometer every 10 seconds, only 70 seconds. So let's throttle up a lot. All right, that's looking better. I think I want to kill off the horizontal velocity first. Okay. And that lines us up just about perfectly. Excellent. 4 kilometers, 34 meters per second sink rate. That's looking okay. I trust that the ground under us is fairly level. I'm not offhand aware of a mod that will tell us the terrain slope under us. All right. We're still 3 kilometers up, so we don't want to slow down too much. Okay, this is going to be slightly more nail-bitey. We won't have that much excess delta V this time, I think. .4 kilometers. And it looks like we're coming down in a fairly non-level area. It's a little hard to tell, admittedly. I mean, not super bumpy, but, you know, not super level either. Let's find out. There's probably some sort of display buried in MechJeb to show slope. And I think the last thing that I want to test tonight is a late landing fire in the hole abort. But let's land first. Whoa! Or let's not. Or I could not pay attention and that could happen. Well, I said I wanted fire in the hole abort. And there we have it. There we have it. I would say that that worked fairly well, as aborts go. And I have confidence that had I noticed that in time and actually triggered the abort, we probably would have pulled away safely. Because we have, even just from this Astros, we have, yeah, 0.5 Gs of thrust, which is, I think, rather more than what the descent stage has, even near burnout. Okay, so that all seems good to me. Oh, you know what? Why not? This is just for kicks, but I kind of want to see if I can just land this thing, because it has infinite ignitions. Okay. .400 meters. 300 meters. All right. All right. So this will be okay. 90, 80, 70, 60. Let's kill that now. All right. There. Whoops. Except for the final bounce. All right. So that landed successfully. So, okay, I would say that this thing is actually pretty good. It's really pretty good. I'm happy. So, I guess that does raise the question of whether we should have a backup lunar lander ready to go. The problem is that we don't have a third pad to have it ready on. So I think not. I have Delta V left. I wonder whether I could get away with locked. All right, so we are rolled like that. Let me let me see if it will let us. I want to head up. Actually, let's do it this way. What is our current heading? Our current heading is 35. And pitch of 70. Execute. All right. So, fingers crossed. RCS to on and engage. Yes! That worked. That actually worked. I'm sort of shocked that that worked. In real life, that would not have worked. We'd have ripped the thing apart going over the ground like that. All right. So yes, this is a sturdy little lander. It has performed its job admirably. It still has a lot of electric charge. It uses, I think, 530 watts, about. How much is it actually using? Let's find out. And, yeah, landing guidance is not going to actually help us. Where's this? No, it uses 700 watts. All right, so 41,000 over 0.7 is... So it's got about 16, 17 hours of battery aboard. So can last for a while performing rendezvous. And of course it still has, it had a day and a half of life support, it looks like, by default. Because, yeah, it's been 2 hours. Yeah, it had a day and a half of life support. So this is a short stay mission. A very short stay mission. Although I think a day and a half is still plenty of stay on the moon's surface. So yeah, this is I feel good about this craft. We might as well go ahead and circleize, but why are we rolling? That was interesting. All right. Past Kraken's main threshold, so the engine FX changed. We'll probably make orbit, actually. I kind of just want to see whether that's possible. Okay, pitch down a little bit more. Yeah, we'll reach orbit, I think. Not super sure, but and assuming we made orbit, the command and service module could certainly come rendezvous with us, so that would be okay. Okay, we have millimeters per second of vertical speed. I'm okay with this. Yeah, we're getting near orbit. Not going to be by much, but we'll make it. Oh, it's actually by more than I thought. That's plenty to rendezvous with, actually. So yeah, we have ridiculous extra quantities of delta V in this thing. So even if I really stuff up landing or ascent, we'll be fine. And that's because our launch vehicle has extra capacity. Remember, we went up from 16.5 tons to 18 tons. And that made a big difference in terms of excess capacity. All right, so I think that's done. I think that's as much testing as we want to do. So yeah, I think that leaves us in good stead for tomorrow, where we can do the first part of the lunar mission. I think I'll just have enough time to launch and then land on the moon, and then the following night we'll come back home. Or maybe launch and circularize at the moon, and then we'll land, and I don't know. We'll see how long it'll take. So, that leaves us in good shape. Yep, I think this is a success. I think this is a reasonably designed craft. Although, yes, it does require me to land it by hand rather than letting MechJeb land it. But I'm gradually getting better at that. So, yeah. Okay. Here we are. Now, what do we have coming up? Oops. We've got a crew rotation finishing. All right. That's good. So that's done in 9 days, and the lander is done in 14 days. All right, so in not very long, we'll be going to the moon. So, thank you everybody for watching. If you're watching live, I may do a little bit more. So yeah, thank you everybody. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I hope that my antics trying to land on the moon were helpful. You learned something, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.